So Final Stand's been out for a bit now, and it's been getting updated quite frequently, and I still haven't covered anything. But something really interesting to me is the fact that the player bases continue to grow even though a lot of people really don't like the game. It's past that point where, hey, oh my gosh, a new game. I know a couple of people I know have tried out the game too, which is pretty interesting to me because normally when these games come out, they kind of peak at player bases and then they kind of like shimmy down. But this game, it peaked, not even really peaked, it like started at like 10k players when it released, or like 5k I think, maybe even less than that, and then it's just been going up every single day. Right now, I think the highest average has been like 15,000 players concurrently, which is pretty good. But aside from that, I'm gonna go over a couple of updates that the game's had that may or may not break it for you. If any of you guys that are watching the video right now probably quit Final Stand already, maybe give my video a listen and understand that they are kind of listening. First up is the game's quite a bit easier. They've mingled with the enemy AI, they've made the blocking less frequent and the dodges and such. The evil Majins are still a pain, so probably don't fight those. I've fought them quite a bit. The bosses are still pretty hard, but they've also been kind of nerfing them recently. Like with the androids, everybody knows that you can't beat the androids alone. As a matter of fact, I don't think you can beat them at all. I have no clue how many people have actually beat the android raid, except for like the beta testers. But they have been nerfing the android raid. The Lord Slug world event. For some reason, they decided to buff Lord Slug, and then all of a sudden they nerfed him again, which is pretty good because I was definitely there when they decided to buff the Lord Slug world event, and it was not pretty. Let's just say that it was not pretty. So other than that, they've kind of made the spawn times a little bit better, I think. I don't know, I might be getting this wrong, but I think everybody knows that the spawn times for bosses, world bosses, it's way more frequent now. They've also changed it to where there's only one, like globally, one boss globally. So you can't like server hop and find a Fraza in another server if there's Lord Slug in one server, which is honestly a step back. I kind of preferred the other one, but hey, they do them, I guess. But other than that, there's been a lot of small changes as well. Let me see if I can find them. Tree of Might, Skybox, Super Explosive Wave. A lot of moves have been getting like nerfed, buffed, etc. One of probably the biggest things for me is that the mushrooms finally got something. They're still going to be getting a race passive, so anybody that's a mushroom watching this, hey, we're still eating good, even though we do have another thing on us. We have the Gum Gum pistol and bazooka. I don't know if they went through my suggestion and picked this, but I kind of hope they did because that'd be kind of cool. Because I definitely did suggest that us mushrooms get Gum Gum pistol and bazooka. The bugs have been a lot less frequent as of now, or at least in my experience. I've played the game a lot. I have like 5 slots, 10 slots. I have a lot of slots, okay? And they're all like level 70, or at least a couple of them are level 70. I've ran into a couple of different bugs, nothing like truly game breaking. And since like the first week of the game's release, there hasn't been really huge lag spikes. You can probably see it in my gameplay if I'm lagging or not. I don't really know. It just depends on what I slap on this video. They also added private servers. Now, private servers are pretty big. They are kind of needed in a lot of games, but for Final Stand Remastered, I don't really know, to be honest, because there aren't really a lot of griefers. If you guys understand what I'm talking about, maybe. There aren't a lot of people that kind of just go around murdering each other, unless it's like mutual. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, there isn't really a lot of that, surprisingly, at least yet, because everybody's trying to level up. They also everybody needs to know that the Dragon Balls are 3% spawn every hour, in public servers, and in private servers, they're a 0.7% chance. Now that is a little bit nasty, I'll be honest. That is a little bit nasty. They also added a cinematic mode. I have no clue how to like enable this or how that works, but hey, if it works, I guess. Let me think. Mastery, they've been adjusting mastery a lot lately, which I hope they adjust even more because it is not very fun. I'm gonna be honest, it is not very fun. There was a bug where like the display wasn't displaying correctly for mastery. It would say, hey, your mastery on this move has went up, and it'd be 2 orange stars, the same as it's been for like 2 weeks now. What else? Let's see. Old servers, fully mastered moves. Okay, so I know for forms, if any of you guys are watching right now that like care a lot about form mastery, I think they've been like tweaking form mastery, maybe. Hopefully they are. The real only way to max out your forms or master your forms is by leveling up in them or getting XP in them. I know that I got it from image training only. I don't think I've ever mastered a form outside of image training, but hey, I could absolutely be wrong. Time skip on new slots, that's been fixed. Quest now gives Zenny and XP after completing. Well, no, they show. I'm so sorry. They show Zenny and XP, which is something that a lot of you guys really wanted, and it does help. I don't know why Snake didn't think this helped before, but now when I'm doing a quest, I definitely look at the XP and the Zenny. And something that I've noticed is that a lot of quests, like everybody like thought for themselves and kind of saw, is that a lot of quests that are really hard do not give any XP at all. Like not even a level, at least for people that are like level 80 and above. A lot of these quests kind of give like 13k, 20k, even less than that. I have no clue how we're going less than 20k XP, but hey, that is disgusting. Let's see, key drain not healing androids. Okay, I honestly hate androids, so if you're an android, yeah, I'm gonna hunt you down eventually. Don't worry, it's gonna happen when I'm a little bit stronger. I might get folded right now. Ranked. I actually have not dabbled in ranked, but they've been adding like purchasable moves and like titles. I've seen there is something in the ranked shop like an emote called the Honored One. That is probably the coolest thing I've seen so far in the ranked shop, or at least from like people like showing it off. They've also been tweaking a lot of the like forms that you get from world bosses quite a bit, such as Legendary Super Saiyan. Legendary Super Saiyan, they nerfed the ever loving god out of it. They definitely nerfed it. You can only stay in the form for like 5 seconds now, unmastered, which is a little bit crazy. You might wanna get them Dragon Balls and wish for mastery. That's what I'm gonna do, at least if I ever get it. Max power. So max power has been getting nerfed since the dawn of time. Actually, since people started getting max power, it's just been getting nerfed. Please stop nerfing max power. Please. Because now it only gives like 10 stat points and everything. Which, hey, look, if you want something like that, like 10 extra stat points, you got that. But brother, I can just go use a capsule for that. And honestly, I mean, it's nice for humans, but like, hey, I can't use anything else. So like 10 stat points, I'm basically in my base. It's not like if I stack on Kaioken, I don't even know how much it lasts. Does it still last like 5 seconds? I have no clue. I really don't. Let's see. False Super Saiyan no longer has a built-in evasive. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people at the start of the game were kind of like hating on Saiyans, and Saiyans, they're kind of crazy. I don't know. I've played with a lot of different races now, and by far, I think Saiyan was probably the easiest to progress on. For other people, probably not. But like the moment I got Super Saiyan, it was raps. Like there was no difficulty in the rest of the game. I'm like level 85 right now on my Saiyan slot, so I don't really know if that like counts or anything. But yeah, let's see, Dragon Twin. Giant Namekian. Okay, so the giant forms, a lot of people have been getting the giant forms as well. The giant forms are really, really good. I've watched somebody solo Frieza with the giant forms. That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely watched that with like a giant Namekian. Everybody was like, "Yo, go to the Namekian. Let the Namekian box him." And he was cooking. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might play like a clip of that. But other than that, I don't really think there's anything else to go over with like the updates or anything. But you guys can expect a large update in November for Earth. He has confirmed that, or at least like in chats. So hey, that's a bit it. That's it. So subscribe. Yeah, like the video. Yeah, that's about it. Kasacho's out.